Hey, I'm Rob from JestaThaRogue.com. I'm going to show you how to play Boom Patrol. This is a game for 2 to 4 players, plays in about 60 minutes, is designed by Nicole and Anthony Amato, and is published by Smirk and Dagger Games. You are the captain of a tank. Fire, ram and crush your way to gain gold and claim medals. Have the most medals at the end of the game to win. Your orders are clear. Engage the subscribe button, capture the notification bell, and gain eternal glory in the comments below. Just so you know, I'm using the Kickstarter version with cosmetic upgrades. The game plays exactly the same, your version might look a little bit different. On to setup. Create the Boomberg Battle Sports Arena. Put the 2 range rulers end to end and put the tip of a rally point at the end of each. Do this for all 4 corners to create a square. Put the clock tower in the centre of the arena. If you don't have the room, it's fine, just play with a smaller arena. Players get a player board, tank and 7 card command deck of their colour. In a 4-player game, each player puts their tank so the rear, with the red line, is flush against a rally point. In a 3-player game, 1 player starts with their rear towards the middle of one of the boundary lines, creating a triangle with 2 players at rally points. In a 2-player game, each player controls 2 tanks and will start at both the rally points on their side of the table. Whatever the player count, the starting turret position of the tank can be positioned between any of the 2 hash marks on the tank. Players put the player board outside the arena, and put the 2 rattled cards from the command deck face up to one side. Put the common deck next to the player board and make sure you have room for 3 laid out cards. Put a white glory cube on 0 on the glory track on the player board. Pick or get a captain card at random, place it face up next to the player board. In a 2-player game, players will do this for both of their tanks. Create the initiative deck. Shuffle the 3 total carnage cards face down to start the deck. Get one of each colour card for each tank in play. Shuffle them and put them on top of the total carnage cards to finish the initiative deck. Shuffle the 9 gear cards and place them face down outside the arena. Place the 6 wreckage cards, boom card, combat dice and hold up template nearby along with the range rulers. Put the medal, patch job, supercharge, ammo and gold tokens in piles nearby along with the relic. Shuffle the building tiles face down. Divide them into roughly equal piles for each player. Players take turns placing one face down randomly into the arena without looking. They must be placed within the arena border, can be placed in any orientation and must be at least 1 tile width from another building tile. And don't worry about that rule too much, they can overlap a little bit, get used in this game to being perfectly imperfect. Oh, and if you're playing in a smaller arena, you can use fewer building tiles. A game is played over several rounds of 3 phases: battle plan, combat and situation report. In the battle plan phase, players simultaneously choose and place 3 command cards from their hand face down. In a 2-player game, you need to do this for both of your tanks. Once done, reveal the top card of the initiative deck. The player who has that colour tank will be the start player for the round and play will go clockwise. In a 2-player game, players alternate turns and the player going second will choose which of their tanks to activate first. Next is the combat phase. Players will reveal and activate the leftmost combat card. Once each tank is activated, players will continue activating their middle card and then their rightmost card. Let's look at each card now. The 4 movement cards are forward, backer up, via left and via right. You can use the card as a template to move your tank. Forward, put the card in the front of your tank matching the green front on the card to the green front of the tank. Move the tank forward so the rear of the tank lines up with the rear line printed on the card, then slide the card out. Backer up works in the same way, moving rear to rear as shown on the card. Veer moves front to front, rotating the tank slightly to match the line on the card. If you would move or veer onto a rally point, just stop at the point of contact. Moving can also include crushing buildings, ramming tanks and even moving onto the clock tower, but we'll look at that after we've covered the command cards. The next card is Captain's Orders and allows you to use your captain's ability. For example, Lieutenant Jacques Hairbrain Rabbit lets you pick up your tank and move it anywhere within mid-range, measured by the range ruler. Some Captain's Orders are damaged when used. Add them to a damage pile until repaired, more on that later. Again, simply copies the previously ordered card, so it can't be your first order card placed and it also can't copy Captain's Orders. Finally, fire away. You may turn the turret 2 clicks or turn the turret 1 click and fire. Name a target and put the range ruler up against the plastic hub of the turret. If it's not in range or line of sight, you could choose a new target. You have line of sight if part of the tank is within the arc of the notches and it's not fully blocked by a tank or building. If the target is a building, roll 1 white combat die. Anything other than a blank is a hit. If you do hit, flip the building token and activate the shot effect printed on the right side of the building if it has one. For example, if you shot the minefield, every tank within long range of the tile, including you, adds a rattle card into their hand. Then remove the building tile from the arena. Some buildings, like the Accelerator, are permanent buildings shown with the infinity symbol and will stay in the arena. If the building doesn't have a shot effect, such as gold bar, leave it face up on the board. When firing at a tank, you roll the dice based on the range. At close range you roll 2 dice and take the best result for you. At medium range you roll 1 die and accept the result, and at long range you roll 2 dice and take the result that is worse for you. A blank is a miss. For each X, the attacker puts a command card at random from the target's hand into their damage pile. If a player happened to have a rattle card in their hand and that card is picked, just ignore the damage and return the rattle card back out of play. For each crit, give the tank 1 critical hit token for their board. A hit tank is knocked back. Push the tank 1 card width away, lengthwise for a hit on the front or the back, and widthwise for a hit on the side using the boom card as a template. If you knock someone back into another tank or into a building, it will ram the tank and crush the building as normal. If a player causes a tank to move via knockback which will lead to a ram, they will roll a die and take any credit for any damage done. So let's look at crushing buildings and ramming tanks now. If crushing, the building token is revealed. The tank activates the crushing effect of the token on the left. For example, if you crush the gold bar, you gain 1 gold bar and put it in the token hold of the player board. Other buildings such as the Relic, Patch Job, Supercharge and Bunker give the other tokens to the player and they are described in the buildings page of the rulebook. Gear Up allows players to take the top gear card. Place it in the gear card slot to the player board. If you would gain a second gear, choose one and discard the other. Moving on to another tank causes a free damage attack. Roll 1 combat die and apply the results, then move off. There's a reminder of this on the movement card. To move off a tank or permanent building, move in a straight line until the back edge is not touching the object. Moving off into another building or tank is resolved as normal, even on another player's turn, which could result in more rams and crashes, which could result in more moving off. Oh, and in a 2-player game, there is friendly ramming. For each damage you do to a tank via ramming or firing, you gain 1 glory by moving the glory tracker that many spaces. This includes both discard and crit damage. When you gain the 5th glory, you gain the medal and the track continues to wrap around. A tank is destroyed when it gets its 3rd critical hit, and the attacker gains 2 medals as shown on the player board. Replace the tank with a Wreckage card. If the tank had a gear, put it on the Wreckage. Also, place any other tokens they had on the Wreckage except medals, which are never lost. Remove all critical hits and return any damage card to hand. Any rattle cards in hand are removed back out of play. When they next reveal a command card, they respawn at any unobstructed rally point and act on that card as normal. You can replace that command card if you want to, but you have to resolve any future command cards as normal. Wreckage cards block line of sight. Ramming removes the wreckage, and ramming the player will claim anything on it and immediately moves off. Remove the wreckage card, gain 2 glory and immediately roll a die and apply the results to your own tank for ramming a wreckage. Firing at a wreckage removes the wreckage and any gear on it. Only gold and the relic will remain in piles in the arena and players can claim them by rolling over them. Okay, let's look at the last 2 actions you can take on a turn. Instead of activating the command card, you can always rotate it for its actions shown on the back. Repair, regain damaged cards. Choose half rounded up and return them to your hand. This does not remove crit tokens. Hold up, use the hold up template to rotate up to 70 degrees. You can also rotate the turret 1 click. When using the hold up template, you can rotate up to a maximum 70 degrees, stopping at any point in the rotation. Ignore a rally point when rotating with the hold up. Just move off if needed so you no longer overlap. Out of bounds is past the imaginary line at the outside of the arena. If a tank is pushed out of bounds, the attacker gains 2 glory. If a tank drives out of bounds, each opponent gains 2 glory and it respawns on an unobstructed rally point of the opponent's choice. When a player has a rattle card in their hand, the next time they program command cards, they must program them in any slot or slots they choose. When it's time to resolve a rattle card, an opponent chooses a random card from that player's hand and they will resolve that card instead. And you can't choose to hold up or repair with the newly chosen card. Once activated, rattle cards are returned out of play. Finally, the clock tower can only take crit damage and can be rammed for 1 dice with move off. You gain 1 glory for each crit and whoever adds the 3rd crit gains a medal. Once it has its 3rd crit, flip over the clock tower to reveal the vault. After everyone has activated all of their command cards, you go to phase 3, the situation report. If the vault is revealed, anyone within short range of the vault, measured from the edge of the vault to a turret hub, gains 1 gold. Then the closest of those tanks gains 1 additional gold. Then tanks can crate gold. Once per round, they can swap 3 gold for 1 medal. Rattle cards played in the previous round are returned out of play and other played command cards are returned to hand. If in regulation time, meaning not every colour tank has been revealed from the initiative deck, start a new round. If all the regulation rounds have been played, if a player has 6+ medals, or you have 9 combined medals in a 2-player game, the player with the most medals wins. If no one has enough medals, or there is a tie, continue to the Carnage Rounds. The Carnage cards show off who will be the first player for the round, including tiebreakers, all the way down to a dice roll-off. In the Carnage Rounds, when rolling for attacks, replace one white combat die with the purple Carnage die, even if just rolling one die. Play until you have a winner at the end of the round, and that's how you play Boom Patrol. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when a new video goes live. You can follow me on Insta and YouTube at JestaThaRogue and find the blog at JestaThaRogue.com. I've been Rob aka JestaThaRogue, and I'll see you soon.